Hello and welcome to the Forbes Solicitors Horizon Scanning video. This is going to be a brief 5-minute overview of some of the Horizon Scanning issues that we see coming over the hill presently. I'm Chris Booth. I'm a partner at Forbes and head the insurance team. Just wanted to have a quick look at some of the issues that are coming up in the next 6 to 12 months, but also potentially beyond that as well. It's difficult to believe that we're already almost halfway through 2021. No one needs reminding of the difficulties of the last 18 months and how life has changed for us all, not least within the civil litigation and personal injury claims arena. Some of the changes have been entirely warranted and welcome, others perhaps less so. The first I wanted to mention was remote medical appointments. This is something that was necessary because of the pandemic. Otherwise, personal injury claims would literally have drawn to a halt. It was a necessary evil, I suppose. Guidance was given on this in March of last year, saying that appointments could take place, but it was very much a necessity and not the preferred option, and it was supposed to stop at the end of the pandemic period. There have been some calls from some quarters to allow these to continue, and certainly it's easy to make a case for that. Speed, the efficiency, the streamlined process, you could see that some people would find this attractive. But there are real concerns, of course. Would medics happily carry on giving medical appointments remotely? Would they miss objective signs that they would see if they were actually seeing the patient face to face? But the biggest issue, of course, is fraud. It was a central pillar of the MOJ reforms that there would be a complete bar on pre-med offers. And the central thrust of that was that only those that had had a robust medical examination could then expect to receive compensation. So there's a clear potential for fraud here, and we're waiting to see how that will pan out. The second one, similar theme, remote hearings. I mean, as practitioners, we're all used to dealing with telephone hearings for procedural matters, but remote trials are something quite different. Again, they were introduced out of necessity to stop the whole of the trial process grinding to a halt. The positive arguments, of course, is that they're for speed, streamlined, lower costs. The court service would need fewer courtrooms or smaller courtrooms. But of course, there are many more negatives to it. The inevitable instability of some technologies, access to justice. Those people who are less tech savvy would be dissuaded by having to do it on an online forum. And there's also difficulties of the potential informality of the video forum rather than actually going into court. And the big one, of course, for me is fraud, yet again. You can see how it would be very, very easy for witnesses to be coached from behind the camera, which of course wouldn't be allowed in a courtroom. So we're waiting to see what likelihood there is that will be rolled out more fully. A couple of issues on finance. Of course, we're all aware that the small claims track threshold has changed for road traffic cases. The ELPL small claims track threshold was to increase to £2,000. It's now being brought down to £1,500, which is going to come into play in April 22 next year. That is what's anticipated, but watch this space. The other one is fixed recoverable costs. This is obviously something that the government are very, very keen on. There was a consultation back in 2019 regarding fixed recoverable costs, extending them up to £100,000. The government was supposed to respond within 3 months. Obviously, other events took over from that, and we're still awaiting that. But we anticipate that the government will probably pick this back up again in the latter half of this year. And the final one, and this is more long term, but is probably something which we think is likely to happen, there is a move towards an online civil claims dispute process said to be within the next 5 years. Whether it's 5 years or longer, I don't know, but I certainly do think it's coming. This will be a mandatory online process whereby judges give directions by clicking through a menu, and the parties are required to use this process for filing and serving documents, both at court on each other. And I can see that there's some attraction to this, because this is the way many criminal practitioners work already, engaging with the criminal courts through their own systems. So whether it's 5 years, I don't know, but certainly that's probably coming at some point in the near future. As I said, this is just a whistle-stop tour of some headings. If you want any more information on any of them, please do contact me or any of our teams. Enjoy the conference, and I hope to speak to you very soon.